Live from Coral Springs, Florida, we welcome you to Coral Springs Charter School. My name is Ryan Stout alongside Mike Higgins today. First ever high school pregame during school hours. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are live and the lights are on, and we got a whole lineup of fall sports that is coming your way. This is the High School Sports Review Show brought to you by HSPN, and you're watching it on coralspringstv.org. We welcome you, and we are glad to be in Coral Springs today. Like I said, we got a big lineup coming your way. I'm here with Mike Higgins, the athletic director. And Coach, number one, just thank you for letting us come out here today.
Thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate support and everything you guys have been doing.
Absolutely. Well, we've had a long fall football season. We've been covering games from Broward to Dade County. With HSPN Sports, they've done some outstanding things, putting a spotlight on these student athletes. We had a chance to spotlight Coral Springs Charter 3 times. First time we came out, I believe it was St. Andrews High School. The last one we covered, you all watched, and with your support, it was put on Westminster Academy. Took Coral Springs Charter, the Panthers, to the first football championship, and that brings us here today, not only to set off this pregame, but to cover all the sports that are involved. And Coach, I mean, where do you begin with the success of the programs? I mean, I had a chance to talk to the coaches, Mr. Nelson with the bowling, Martin with the bowling, from swimming to cross country. The success is overwhelming. Where does it come from?
I think it's a culmination of leadership from all the way up top, from Charter Schools USA all the way down to our leader, which is Mr. Gary Springer. Mm-hmm. I think if he didn't have this vision, none of this would be taking place. He's very supportive of athletics, and he knows how important athletics is, and he knew before he hired me how important it was to myself as well.
Right. Well, you've had the amazing opportunity to see the programs evolve. I mean, as we sit here in the lounge, I can look up at pictures of former athletes that are going to be joining us today. Later on, once we get into that pep rally for football. But I mean, outstanding athletes coming through this program, academics, I mean, A school, like you said, Mr. Gary Springer, just the leadership, it just sinks down to the bottom, and it shows with these athletic programs. But what we wanted to do in this intro is we're going to bring you coaches, head coaches from each fall sports. We're going to review, and we're going to have some special interviews with some young ladies and some young men that are going to talk about their experiences so far in this fall season. And some of the coaches couldn't make it today. So we wanted to throw it over to Mr. Mike Higgins and say, we've had some outstanding things with the swimming team, Georgia Montano, and also some great cross-country records with Kate Hearn. So I wanted to throw it your way and just kind of review how the season's been going.
Yeah, swimming doesn't always get the recognition of a lot of the other sports, as well as, any other sport in the fall other than football. Right. So we wanted to take this opportunity to highlight not only the sports, the tremendous job that the cheerleaders do and the coaches, and I think it all starts with that. And I'm excited because I really feel like we hire quality people. Mm-hmm. They're not on the clock. They're excited to work with young people. And our swim team, I just spoke with Coach Ptolomeo about a half hour ago. He told me, now we sent 6 kids up there and they're doing fantastic. They qualified for the final rounds. We had one, Stephanie Campo, who is going to UMass.
Wow.
She'll be signing with UMass. That's
UMass.
exciting.
That sounds familiar.
Yes.
There's a young man in here somewhere that went to UMass, Mr. Antoine.
Antoine Tharp, yeah. Yes, know him very well. But also want to highlight, Stephanie, Jillian Alexander, Delaney, Byro, Rebecca Wilkerson, John Carlo Pamps, and Tyler Ptolomeo made that trip as well. And we'll find out their results a little bit later.
Well, I mean, that's outstanding. We're so proud of them and the hurdles that they've overcome. Like you said, we've been covering football for the past 2 years now in South Florida, and we've featured some other sports, girls flag football, softball, some basketball games, but this is an awesome time for us to be able to come in and feature these other sports that sometimes get overlooked. So congratulations, you guys, if you get to tune in sometime today. But good luck, and I also know cross country has done some outstanding things.
Yes, they're a very young team. I know Coach Hearn did a great job with them. I believe our boys also made it to the state meet, and she's looking for great things with them. And she wanted me to highlight Lachlan Shiver. I guess he did a great job for her as well. And volleyball, they made it to the district semifinals with a very young team.
Okay.
And Coach Peggy Randolph, she's a second-year coach, doing a great job. And, you know, all our fall programs, I'm just very proud of all of our coaches. They just do a great job with these kids. And, you know, it's not about the clock, how many hours they put in, because I think I pay them about a nickel an hour. But, no, they're very passionate. We're very proud. Bowling, unbelievable. The past 2 seasons since they've had a district in Broward County, we've won both boys and girls district championships.
Outstanding. Yeah. Outstanding. We're looking forward to covering that. We're looking forward to seeing the results to swimming and these other fall sports that are wrapping up. Once again, from Coral Springs, Florida, we are here in Coral Springs Charter. This is Mike Higgins, the athletic director. Coach, once again, we thank you for letting us come out, and we're excited for the game tomorrow. Got a big game tomorrow. Unfortunately, we won't be able to cover it, but we got some big things in store.
Yeah, and I save football for last because you know how passionate I am about that football team. I started here 14 years ago as the head football coach, and it's been a long haul, but it's just so exciting to see us finally get to the big championship game, and you know, we're all, as a school, very proud of them.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to covering it. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're kicking off this eventful day, is what we want to call it. High School Game Day, brought to you by HSPN Sports. This is CoralSpringsTV.org, and we are live in Coral Springs Charter. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are bringing on the district champs, boys and girls bowling team. Stay with us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are High School Game Day, bringing you the pregame to tomorrow's championship with the football, but got some special guests with us today. We're in Coral Springs Charter, and you had a chance to see Mr. Mike Higgins, athletic director. And before we start this segment, we're going to introduce these bowlers, these fantastic bowlers in a second, but we want to give a shout out to all of our bloggers that have brought us all the support this season. We would not be where we are today without you guys. So Bleacher.com, with all of our graphics, the graphics that you see today, the graphics that you have seen all season that have been provided, the High School Game Day. So Bleacher.com, we give you a shout out. Also, social media, this guy's got all the stats. He brings up the conversations, FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com, which is FloridaHSFootball.com. We give you thanks from that website, Mr. Josh Wilson, all your support, and also Florida Varsity, FloridaVarsity.com, also known as Rivals. Mike will give you a shout out for streaming today's broadcast as well. So not only you guys getting coverage from Coral Springs, locally, nationally, statewide, we're all around the world, guys. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to introduce the first ever bowlers on the network, Mr. Ryan Hernandez and Pablo Cerda. Guys, how you doing?
Good.
You doing good? Bring that mic up for me.
Good.
Ryan, we're going to start with you, Ryan. Like I said, this is my first time ever covering anything bowling before. So I talked to your coach, Coach Martin, and district champs. Let's talk about that. District champs this year. It was this year, right? You guys won a district championship?
Yep.
Tell me a little about the district championship and how you guys got there.
Well, we pretty much just got there by just doing our best and what we can do.
Okay. Now, Ryan, I don't know, this is the first time we got a chance to meet. Let's talk about, what grade are you in?
I'm in 10th grade.
10th grade, a sophomore. Have you been bowling, how long have you been bowling?
About 8 years.
8 years. And for an athlete, like I said, we don't know much about bowling, but we are interested to be educated on bowling. I go bowling on the weekend sometimes. I guess, does that count? I bowl maybe, I think I broke a 200 once. But what inspires someone like yourself to say, you know what? I want to take this farther than just recreation. How'd you get into bowling?
Usually by just playing leagues and stuff like that. And then as soon as I got into that, I went into like tournaments and then high school bowling.
Yeah. What's your average score in bowling?
Usually like 198 on some leagues and sometimes lower on others.
Okay. Now, you guys had a chance to play locally. You won the district championship. Tell us a little bit about your experience going up. I believe it was Orlando, was it?
Yeah.
You went up to Orlando. I know it was a little tougher than the regular season. Tell us a little bit about what happened up in Orlando.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to explain. Like we always try, but it just gets tougher with such good opponents compared to districts. I mean, everybody's good. It's just that they're more experienced.
Now, Ryan, do you want to take bowling to the collegiate level? Do you see yourself taking this sport to further your education?
Yeah. I want to try to get scholarships in the bowling and maybe become a pro.
Are there any schools? What are some of the top schools for those that don't know, maybe in bowling? I know football, for example, is the SEC. Everybody wants to go to a Southeastern type conference school. Are there any specific schools that are the bowling schools, you would say?
Oh, I'm not quite sure.
Okay. Are there?
You can say like Weber or Lindenwood or schools like that. They have like a big bowling type of team, and they're really good. I mean, if you always see the collegiate shows for bowling, you always see maybe Weber or someone from Lindenwood, maybe like that. So
Now this is Pablo. Pablo stole the mic from Ryan. It's okay. It's okay. We were going to transition anyway. Pablo Cerda, tell us a little bit about yourself, what grade you're in.
well, I'm a senior, and I mean, I've been bowling a long time, like ever since I was very little until I broke my arm. But then in 2010, I got really serious into bowling. So
You didn't break your arm bowling, did you?
no, I broke my arm doing soccer.
Okay, I was going to say, it sounds like a dangerous sport.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about a little bit to promote yourself. What's your average score?
For league, for a house shot would be 220,
Okay.
and then for a recreational shot, it would be, I think, 198, 199.
Okay. And senior year, have you been playing, or have you been participating on the bowling team
Oh, yeah.
all 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. How have you seen it progress since freshman year?
From year to year, I always practice. I mean, of course, during the in between season. So I would get like better and better throughout the years. Like from my freshman year, I mean, I first started, so I was a little nervous. Sophomore year, I won the districts that year because I mean I improved myself.
Okay.
And then going from there, we won districts as a team, and then this year won individual and states and
awesome.
districts together.
That's a heck of an accomplishment.
Oh yeah.
And as a senior, next year, the big question is, now what?
I just want to really get into college. I mean,
Okay.
if I find a college that has bowling, then I'm all for it. But I mean, education always comes first.
Okay.
So bowling for me, for college, would be a big plus.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, congratulations, guys, on a great year. I'm sorry you didn't come home with the big championship. You know, it was tough, but hey, you know, you win some, you lose some. There's not always next year for some seniors.
Yeah.
But Ryan and Pablo, we thank you for coming on the network today. We're glad that you had a chance to spotlight yourself. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, from Coral Springs Charter, we welcome you to high school pregame. Hyping up the game tomorrow. Charter is going to the championship. Hopefully, they can bring home one of those trophies like you guys did.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're coming back. We got some more bowlers coming your way. Welcome back, Coral Springs Charter School. My name is Ryan Stout, and we are featuring the programs, the very successful programs at Coral Springs Charter. We got some more bowlers on deck. The girls bowling, district champs 2014. We have Harmony and Larkin in the hot seat. The lights are on. We're all kind of nervous, but we're gonna get it out of us. Harmony, let's start off with you. You got the mic in your hand. What grade are you in?
I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade.
Yeah.
In middle school on the varsity bowling team.
It's pretty surprising.
How is that? How does that work? Tell me about that.
Well, especially like when we do competitions, competing against like high schoolers, and even though you're just in middle school, even though you're like put in that tough position with all that pressure, it actually is beneficial to me because it means I have to work a little bit harder and push myself a little bit more to beat them so I can be on top, number one.
I love it. I love it. Worded perfectly. And for those that don't know too much about Coral Springs Charter, it is a middle and high school. So for those of you that are wondering, what the heck, 8th graders, what are they doing in high school? Well, we got the middle school and the high school connected. So 8th grader on the varsity team, you guys won the district championship this year. Talk about the feelings. How awesome is that?
Especially for me, it was like nerve-wracking and shaking a lot. Because, you know, I want to be successful. I want my team to be successful. I just want, you know, to be good. But it's like really hard when you have like probably better competition and a lot of people to like participate and beat against.
Right.
So it's like, you know, do well, but use yourself a little just so you don't overthink yourself.
Yeah. How do you think you've progressed during this season from beginning to end?
I think I did phenomenally, like a good progression.
That's awesome.
Better than beginning of the year. You know, beginning I might have missed a few spares here and there.
Okay.
Like I even still do, but I feel like I progressed more in that area most of the time.
Well, for those that don't know too much about bowling, what's an average score for a girl bowler?
An average score can be around maybe 120 and higher.
Okay.
I know a lot of great girl bowlers. They bowl really much higher than that, but
Okay.
if you have to like put an average, maybe 120 to 160 averagely.
Now, what got you into bowling?
See, as a young child, I had like really bad allergies, so I couldn't like go outside and, you know, do soccer, or softball, or anything like that. So like my mom tried to find something where it was like indoors, and bowling was an indoor sport.
Okay.
So that was a bonus, and plus she didn't want me to like keep laying around on Saturdays saying, "Oh, what are we gonna do next? What are we gonna do next?" So she put me in this program at 6 years old,
Okay.
straight first thing in kindergarten. So it's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I would never known. The biggest question for me, I bowl for recreation, purposes. And to see that there are athletes in place. I actually went to college, a school that had a bowling team, and student athletes were there on full rides. I mean, getting a free education. If I knew, I probably would have bowled in high school, but hey, I get to watch you guys do it. So we got Harmony. Now we're gonna go to Larkin.
Yay.
Larkin, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, Larkin. And what grade are you in?
I'm in 7th.
7th grade.
Yeah.
Varsity bowling team, a high school varsity bowling team, and we got an 8th grader and a 7th grader.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that you and Harmony kind of feel the same way?
Yeah, definitely. We definitely both feel the same way. I'm definitely very grateful that I was accepted onto the team with all these amazing bowlers on the girls' team, and we definitely have big shoes to fill because of last year.
Now, how long have you been bowling?
This is actually my first year.
Okay.
Yeah.
First year ever bowling.
Yeah. Well, I did do some duck pin in the past.
And duck pin, you lost me on that one.
Duck pin, it's very popular in the north where I'm from, and pretty much everything's half size.
Okay.
So I used to play that a lot.
Okay. And I don't think you had a chance to say what grade you were in.
I'm in
Or you
7th.
did say it. I'm losing my mind now. Now, talk a little about the district championship. How did you feel?
Districts was definitely, like she said, very stressful for us because we're such a young team, and going up against like Coral Glades with Christina and Katie and a lot of the other teams, they're all high school seniors and they're really, really good. So it was just very exciting.
Okay.
For us.
And do you see bowling taking you through high school and maybe college?
Hopefully, yes, because I have great coaches, friends, always pushing me forward.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you hear it here first. We're at Coral Springs Charter High School in Coral Springs, Florida. This is high school game day. Getting ready for the big game tomorrow, but cannot overlook the other fall sports. We have gone through bowling. You got to see the boys team and the girls team. This is Larkin and Harmony. 8th grade and 7th grade, doing it big on the varsity level. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned with us because we have more athletes coming our way. We're back live here at Coral Springs Charter, wrapping up today. We're taking you back to school. We got kids walking in and out. We got science projects going on outside, but most importantly, we're covering the sports programs at Charter today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to some of the wonderful cheerleaders that bring the spirit to the game, football, basketball. Do you guys cheer for bowling at all? You don't cheer for bowling? Just competition? Okay, so this is how we're gonna do it. We got Kelsey and we got Kiana. Kiana, you got the mic. You're in the hot seat first. Let's see what you got. So Kelsey, what grade are you in? Kiana. See, I'm all mixed up.
I'm a senior.
You're a senior?
Yes.
Now I see you have the captain.
Yeah.
You got the captain. What does it take to be a captain cheerleader for Coral Springs Charter?
It definitely takes leadership, responsibility, just motivation, everything takes to be a captain.
How long have you been cheering for?
Since I was in 7th grade and I came to the school here.
So you've been here since 7th grade?
Yeah.
Wow, what's that like going from the transition from middle to high school that I wouldn't say most, but a lot of kids don't get to experience?
You definitely get a better bond with everyone. You get to grow up with all of your peers and it's nice.
Now, for those that don't think cheerleading is a sport,
Yeah.
what do you have to say to them appropriately? What do you have to say to them? I know sometimes they could cause some tension.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Okay.
Try it.
Well, we've done cheerleading competitions in the past. We did the BCAA cheerleading competitions in January down at Dillard High School, and I'll tell you one thing, outstanding. I mean, from the stunts to the flips to the cartwheels, I don't know if I'm using the correct terminology,
You are.
but talk a little bit about competition and just what goes in behind the scenes outside of the games.
Definitely a lot of practice. Takes a lot of hard work and dedication. Just, a lot of practice.
Now, I know you guys went, I can't think of the date, you guys went to UCA, a camp, a cheerleading
Yes.
camp. I got a chance to read about it and some of the awards, winning ribbons, and one of my favorite quotes on there was "lifetime of memories." And I wanted to ask you guys what your thoughts were about going off to a camp and, talk about the bond that was created.
Well, we spent about 8 hours a day cheering, working on new things and just getting to know each other. We spent all day together, we roomed together, we got to bond after, so we definitely got a lot closer.
Now, Kiana, this is Kiana. Now we have Kelsey, another captain on the cheer squad. Kelsey, talk a little bit about, I hear the band, they're already getting hyped up. We have the game tomorrow. What are some of the things that you guys are going to be doing in the gym today?
Today we're having like a mini pep rally for the players. We all just come together, try to pump them up and wish them good luck.
Now, do you prefer competitions or going out there in games and doing that type of stuff?
I don't know. I can't really pick between the two. I like them both. Competing, I feel, is more like adrenaline, and then football, it's towards the end of the season, so I'm ready to get into the competition season, but I like them both.
Now, as a captain, what grade are you in?
12th.
12th grade,
Yeah.
senior year. Last year, what are you trying to do this year competition-wise for cheerleading? What's the goal?
Have fun. I mean, I definitely want to get closer as a team and work our way up to states and hopefully win.
Okay. Now, do you see cheerleading at the college level?
Hopefully. It'd be awesome if I could, yeah.
What are some of the top schools, if you know? I'm not sure of any of the top schools that compete.
UCF is really good. Yeah, they're really
UCF?
competitive.
Okay.
They have a co-ed team also, so hopefully that'd be a cool thing to do.
Get some of the guys out there.
Yeah.
Lift you up. Those guys are strong.
Right, yeah.
And that's what I try to tell people. I mean, I don't have enough experience on the cheerleading side, but those that say cheerleading's not a sport, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, flexibility. I mean, when we do our broadcasts, we actually covered you guys during the games, the football games. I had to come over and tell your coach, hey, scoot over so we can get you on camera. And also, you can check out those games, any of the Coral Springs Charter games on hsbnsports.com. You can go back in the archives. Not only get to see the games, but you get to see Kiana and Kelsey as well, the two captains. Thank you so much, girls, for coming on.
Thank
the show
you.
today. And we are going to see if we can get into the pep rally with a camera and see some of the moves go down. So ladies, thank you for coming on once again. And also, we can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. So good luck tomorrow.
Thank
And good luck
you.
in competitions. Hopefully we'll catch up with you guys.
Absolutely.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Coral Springs Charter, we got the cheer squad, the ones that hold the teams together, that bring the hype to the game. We are here in Coral Springs, Florida. I'm Ryan Stout, and we're going to be back with some tall volleyball girls. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Got some volleyball players for you here at Coral Springs Charter. Getting ready for the pep rally. We got the band in the background. We got kids running all over the place. I guess they're doing a science experiment. And we have Susanna and Taylor on the mic. Susanna, you are first.
Yes.
You are Susanna Rowan. I can pronounce that last name. Susanna, what position do you play? What grade are you in? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, well, I'm a senior and I'm a right side. And yeah.
So that makes you a hitter.
Yes, right side hitter, front row.
Now, what I know about volleyball is you guys are positioned by numbers.
Right.
And during the game, the ball's going up in the air and you're saying 4, 4, 4, and 3, 3, all this stuff.
Yeah, those are usually plays. Like, I'm going to hit an 8 on the right side. Taylor's going to hit a 5 on the outside. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, as a hitter, what is your job specifically?
As a hitter, you're basically just trying to, finish the play out and get the ball down on the other side of the court.
Now, my question is, have you ever spiked it and it hit someone in the face?
Oh my gosh, I wish I could say I have. No, but I think Taylor did actually this year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty
Now,
interesting.
Susanna, how long have you been playing volleyball?
I've been playing since the 6th grade. Yeah, yeah.
How have you seen yourself progress since then? I'm sure you've gotten a little
definitely,
taller.
Yeah, definitely taller, and definitely just getting a feel for the game. Being smarter with your touches and just learning the game more and understanding it.
And what's the passion behind it? Did your family play, or is it just something you picked up?
Honestly, I just picked it up, and then I really liked it and just got into it and really enjoyed the game and the competition.
And have you been at Charter since middle school as well?
No, I actually moved here sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
You don't talk like you're from Georgia.
No, I didn't get an accent.
Okay, well, you're one of the lucky ones. I'm just kidding. I lived in Georgia at one time in my life, so
Oh, wow.
I had a bit of an accent when I came home.
Oh my gosh.
So, as a hitter, and did you say you're a senior?
Yeah, I'm a senior.
A senior, what are your plans outside of the season? The season's over.
Season's over.
I know you want to go back, and if you could do it again,
definitely.
I would do it like this, but what are the plans after?
After, just play beach, just do it for fun, just recreationally. I'm not, going to the collegiate level or anything, but yeah, just do it for fun.
Okay. Miss Taylor, in the hot seat. O'Haller. Did I say it right?
O'Halloran.
O'Halloran.
Yeah.
Okay. I told her I was
It's okay, it's
going to
hard.
let her pronounce it. Taylor, are you also a senior?
Yes.
A senior athlete, outstanding size. I love being around volleyball players because you guys just look like athletes, as well as basketball players. We got some basketball players in the back that are coming on next. So Taylor, talk a little about yourself. You're a senior. How long have you been at the school?
I've been here since 6th grade.
Okay.
And I'm also an outside hitter, not a right side hitter.
Outside hitter.
Yes.
Now the difference. You got to help us out.
Yeah.
It's just not on the left side.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
more of like a fast and a little higher. No, a little higher, more push ball.
Okay.
More pushed.
How is it? What's the relationship like with your setter? Is that your best friend on the court?
I mean, we're best friends. So, but with your setter, you have to have really good communication. Like, it has to be on point for you to get that great kill.
Okay. Now this season so far, you guys, I believe, went into
We went into semis.
semifinals.
Yeah, we went into
Went to
semifinals.
semifinals. How do you think the season went for you, individually and also as a team?
We had a great season, honestly. Like, we had a lot of younger girls,
Mm-hmm.
but they did really good, and we didn't think we'd make it that far, and we did really good.
Wow. Independent, or as an individual, how do you think you progressed this season?
I think I did a lot better because I played club, and it was more of a job because it was really time consuming, and it was just fun, and we all had fun, and I had a lot of fun. So
Now, future plans. Senior, the big question is what next?
what next?
What next? Have you thought about it? If you have, what's plan A? What's plan B? What's plan C? Am I putting you on the spot now?
College, honestly. That's
Okay.
the only thing on my mind.
Okay. Any colleges in particular?
No, I have applied to all the Florida schools, and
Okay.
I applied a couple places in New York because I would really like to go to New York, but
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Well, that's awesome. Well, you guys had an awesome year. I'm so glad. Congratulations for having such a
Thank
great
you.
year. Hopefully we see you again. Club, I don't know the whole routine or how that works, but beach volleyball, we may see you out on the beach. Who knows? But congratulations. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome being able to spotlight the diversity of the programs that go to Coral Springs Charter. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we got Taylor and Susanna on the varsity volleyball team. Both seniors love the game of volleyball. They had an outstanding season. And we will be right back because we got two young ladies that look like they're about to dunk on me. Got some basketball players coming your way. Stay with us. Coral Springs Charter, thank you so much for having HSBN Sports and also streaming on coralspringstv.org. We want to thank all of our bloggers out there today, Florida High School Football, Bleacher.com, and also Florida Varsity for streaming this as well as the other platforms. Thank you for tuning in with us so far. We have had a plethora of student athletes that we are highlighting today in preparation for tomorrow's big game. These two girls might be at the game. They won't be on the field, but I'll tell you one thing, they will be on the hardwood sometime next week. You guys just kicked off your season. We have Miss Jamie and Miss Kat. I got their names right. They are the Williams sisters, and they are the bigs for Coral Springs Charter girls varsity basketball team. Girls, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Now, Jamie, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Now, you're a senior.
Yes.
It's been a long 4 years, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long 4 years at Coral Springs Charter?
Yes.
Okay, so at Coral Springs Charter, what are some of the successes that you've had individually and as a team?
Well, as a team, my freshman year, the team went to states and we made it to the the quarterfinals.
The quarterfinals.
At states. And then my sophomore year, we made it to semifinals at states, but we fell short. And then last year, we couldn't finish, and we ended up at regionals. And this year, we're a whole new team because we lost a lot of our key players. But we're gonna have fun this year.
Yeah.
And individually, personally, I've definitely improved over the last few years because I've had great coaches to help me.
Now, you guys started the season this past week.
Yes.
I had a chance to peek in the CALVARY game, and I believe you won that game.
No.
You didn't.
No.
It's been a rough start.
Yes.
How do you see that rough start transitioning into a better start?
Well, there's nowhere else up. No way.
Nowhere else to go but up.
Yeah.
I
Up.
got you.
Up from here.
Up from here. Okay, so where do you see, how do you see yourself fitting into that equation to say, okay, this is what I need to do as an individual to better the program this year?
Well, being a captain for the first time, I think that I'm going to be a leader and teach people, our players, how to be a team and help each other out so that we get our wins and succeed this year.
Mm-hmm. Now, how long have you been playing basketball?
I've been playing since 6th grade.
6th grade. Have you been at Charter since middle school?
Since 9th grade, my
Since
freshman
ninth grade.
year. Yeah.
Okay, so you're one of the ones that came in on the back end. I know there's some of the students that we've interviewed that have been here since 6th grade. That's crazy to be here that long. Transition from middle school to high school. So freshman year, you've been playing since 6th grade. What's the passion behind the game?
Well, my whole family plays basketball. I play with my sister, and we're all tall, and I just love the game.
Oh, so it's because you're tall. See, I wasn't gonna mention your height, even though you probably can see on the screen that they're pretty tall. Well, you got the size to play the sport. It's good to hear that you are passionate and you got the family behind it. I want to ask you the question, as the older sister, I'm a younger sibling, and you have your sister right next to you. What is it like to play with your younger sister?
Well, I've gotten used to it. We're a good duo. I help her, she helps me. Yeah.
I can't wait to what she has to say, how she's going to answer that question. Now, Jamie. Okay, Jamie, we're going to move it over to Kat. Thank you. Now, Kat, should we start off with that question?
Let's start off with it.
What is it like to play with your sister?
It's awesome
Yeah?
because you have somebody who can play with you, who knows how you play, and it's just it's a good feeling when you know you can play with somebody and they have your back no matter what on defense and on offense.
Okay. And what's the age difference between
2 years.
2 years? Okay, I would have said, I think I said it before, you guys look like twins.
Yeah,
You probably get that all the time.
all the time.
Now, how long have you been playing basketball?
I've been playing since the 4th grade.
Okay, so you got her on that.
Yes, we started playing at like the same time, so
Okay.
I got 2 years above her. So
Okay. And you obviously, I'm guessing that you both are centers.
I'm powerful.
Power forward. Okay, power forward, center.
Yeah, center.
Don't see me in the paint because you will get stomped out. Is that the mentality?
Most definitely.
Most definitely. Where's the passion for you? I know she said with family and everything. Is it the same?
It's kind of the same, but I think my passion comes from just loving being more powerful than somebody, like being able to be like, no scoring today.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's the best feeling ever.
That's awesome. Now, someone once told me that girls that play basketball are dangerous because that means they're smooth. You know, you put it between their legs. You know, they're smooth with their words. You guys are just an all-around package.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been on the varsity team?
I've been on the varsity team since my freshman year,
Okay.
but I've been coming here since 8th grade, so.
So second year on varsity, what have you seen so far? Accomplishments?
I've seen district after district wins, regional wins, state trips after years. I mean,
That's awesome.
it is.
Well, got the two bigs on the mic in the hot seat. Once again, we're in Coral Springs Charter. We got Miss Kat Williams and Miss Jamie Williams. We have sophomore and a senior. Make sure you check them out this upcoming season. If we don't have a camera set up, you need to be here in the gym supporting the Coral Springs Charter Panthers. We started out a little rough this season,
A little rough,
but we're going to come back. There's always room for improvement.
always.
So we're looking forward to being able to cover you guys this week, or not this week, any other week, so we can come in. But thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And I'm glad we got to support the girls team. We hope to see you guys another championship, district championship, maybe a state championship.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, got some more athletes coming your way. We're going to take a quick break. This is the girls varsity basketball team, and we are coming back live. Stay with us. Wow. Cannot express in words. I think I've expressed enough words already, but tongue-tied, my brain all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Not only are you watching on HSBN Sports, but it is brought to you by the broadcast that you have so graciously supported throughout this football season. We have covered games from Broward to Dade County, and as you can see, the big CSC on the back of the wall. We have had an outstanding season covering Coral Springs Charter, where we had the blessing to meet Mr. Chris Jenkins. And Chris, like you said, man, I might need some water.
Yeah.
After we're done. An outstanding time covering, for those of you that just tuned in with us, we have covered the entire spectrum of fall sports.
Yes, you have.
And it is the first time ever that a broadcast has ever been on during school.
Yeah, brave. Brave. When I found out you guys were going that route, I was thinking, that's a brave endeavor.
Well, after talking to Mr. Mike Higgins, athletic director, this week, he said, you know what? We can't cover, we didn't get a chance to cover the championship game tomorrow, but we got to put something in place.
Oh, yeah.
The relationship that we have with Coral Springs Charter, outstanding. Mike Higgins, Gary Springer, we just want to give thanks again to those individuals and the entire program, because without them, I mean, I don't want to make it seem bad, but getting kids out of class.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it's an educational experience. And
Absolutely.
That's what I wanted to get a chance to talk about, HSBN Sports being that practical education experience.
Yes.
Some of these kids have never been on the mic before. They don't understand. Some of them came up, if you didn't get a chance to see, but during break, I mean, some of them.
Oh, yeah, of course. You kind of have to, you know, calm them down and just make it seem like you're having a conversation between the two of you. And you know, I applaud HSPN, and you know, I've been on board also, you know, at least half the season with you guys, and it's great giving these kids some shine and allowing them to have an opportunity to get some shine. Absolutely. To whatever sport that they're in. I didn't even know. Right. You know, I told you guys prior to going on that I didn't even know Charter had a bowling team. So it's great that you know, these folks are putting a face with a name, and they're getting an opportunity to be, you know, applauded and recognized for what they do.
Absolutely. I mean, when I came in this week, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Jenkins, outstanding commentator. Not only does commentating, but just support system.
Absolutely.
Being able to come out the last season. We met him at one of our first rebroadcasts. Went over to Ale House in Coral Springs and had a chance to do our first rebroadcast. We broadcast the game live, and from there went over to the Coral Springs Ale House and did a rebroadcast of the game. Chris came up, he was doing some filming, but we got a chance to hook up, and if you haven't watched any of our broadcasts this season, you need to go back in the archives, because Mr. Chris Jenkins freed up some of our hands, some of our mouths. If this is your first time seeing me, it's because I'm usually behind the scenes.
Yeah, you're usually running around doing about 10 different things.
Right, which we got someone, Mr. Glenn Stout, usually that is in this position, but he didn't dress to impress today.
Sorry, we'll give him a little break. We'll take over.
I wish we had a camera on him so you could see, but he didn't dress to impress today, so we couldn't get him on the camera because we wanted to kick this thing off. This is not only high school game day, a pregame for the football game tomorrow.
Right.
But it is a overview, a high school sports review of all the sports that we are so proud of.
Absolutely.
And that we get a chance. You know, we want to get some cameras in. We want to cover the bowling. We want to be able to cover the swimming. I mean, these guys are getting district championships.
Yes.
Left and right.
Yes.
It's outstanding. Like you said, didn't even know there was bowling.
Right. And particularly with the amount of competition that you have in Coral Springs, for Charter to do some of the things that they have done and continue to do. You know, they had state championship appearance, obviously, in basketball last year, and finally got over the hump. Got so close last year to getting to the championship, got to the semifinals, finally made it. You know, they're going to take on Calvary Christian Academy tomorrow at FAU. It's going to be a good one, especially if it's anything close to the way it played out in the regular season. You know, last 11 seconds comes down to. It was a thriller. that Calvary got over the hump and won, and see if Charter can get some payback on the biggest stage tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, hanging around, it's going to get loud here, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. So we're going to do our best to get that volume cranked up, and hopefully you can hear us. But they are doing the pep rally, the pre-pep rally for the football team. They're just coming out of the gym now, and as you can hear, the drums are rolling.
Yeah.
The cheerleaders are cheerleading.
They're getting hyped up,
They're
getting
hyped
excited.
up. And the reason I wanted to get you on today is because you've been following Charter for 2 years now. We have an opportunity. We're based out of Coral Springs. We love to come out and cover the schools in Coral Springs. If you go back to the archives, we did Coral Springs High School, first game of the season versus Cooper City. But with 3 games under the belt, that's nothing compared to the things that you've been able to witness the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Like you said, you've seen the state championships on the basketball side.
Yeah.
But let's talk football, man.
Well, just in the 2 years that I've been associated with this school and associated with Mr. Springer and Mike Higgins, it's been a great ride. Seeing these kids mature, and particularly on the football side, as I just said, they came so close last year to getting over the hump with a state championship, and then of course you always have interchanging players leave, players come and go. So for Coach Adam Miller, to get them back to this point and get over the hump, losing their starting quarterback in the first game of the season, A.J. Miller, and then having David Vazzola take over the reins and cater to his strengths, I just think it's phenomenal. They have been able to turn the page, get over the hump, whatever adjective, analogy you want to use, to finally get their shine. These kids work hard, and it's just great. It's going to be a great atmosphere tomorrow. It will probably be close, come down to the wire. Expect a lot of fireworks, I envy them from the standpoint, I never got a chance to play in a state championship. I'm sure, you didn't either, unless you told me.
I did.
Okay.
I had an wonderful opportunity to go up to Tennessee.
Okay.
My senior year of high school and play on a state championship type program and had a chance to win a ring.
Okay.
Which is a great experience. And
You
mentioned that because this whole week I've been hanging out with Charter.
Got it.
We've been doing interviews. They asked HSPN Sports to put their highlight tape up, their intro for their game. So we've been relentless. Putting together film and just hyping this game up because we know how much local matters.
Of course.
To these students. We've had the interviews. If you go back to coralsprings.tv.org and you check out the interviews in L House, a young man named Josh Paul, which you're very familiar with on this football team, talked about the importance of his community supporting him.
Yes.
Now, I've been doing this for 2 years now, and going down and talking to student athletes, and here, talking about their athletic ability. There's a lot of things that you can talk about. There's a lot of things that you promote. The first time I've ever heard an athlete promote their community.
Oh, absolutely,
and what an outstanding feeling because we are a part of that community.
Yes.
And that's one of the things we wanted to focus on with HSPN Sports. We have been doing this for 2 years, broadcasting high school sports and events live. And big things are happening.
Yes.
Coral Springs, we're kicking off coralspringstv.org. We're broadcasting games. We are going to cover all the sports, and we just want to be able for people another outlet.
Yes.
For the local community to come and support these student athletes.
Absolutely.
And it starts here. It starts here, right in Coral Springs Charter. We thank them. We thank them for welcoming us and having us come out during school and being able to have these kids come out and experience what it's like to be under the light.
Yes.
What it's like to have the mic in their hand. Because they've had all these accomplishments, but I mean, other than us knowing, who else knows about it?
It goes unnoticed other than, few folks in their community that may support them, of course their family, but this gives them a broader spectrum to be able to draw from and work toward goals. So, like I said, I just think it's great. I think it's great.
Well, school's getting out right now. I'm sure you can hear the rattling in the background. You hear people. I got people waving at me. some old friends. As a former Panther myself,
Right.
I wasn't going to mention, but I am a former Panther myself. We got some football players that are ready to get on the mic. We got a former athlete. Like I said, we got some pictures hanging above. Darius Butler, Justine Landy, and Evan Landy. Those pictures mean
Yes.
so much to the school. And we know how much it means for those that went here, being able to come back
Yes.
and give back. Well, we have an athlete here today, a former student athlete, Antoine Tharp, that played at Coral Springs Charter, went and took his talents to the University of Massachusetts.
Okay.
Came home, he's working out. He's trying to stay in the business of football. Got a free education that was paid for, which is awesome.
Yes.
Now he's looking for bigger and better opportunities. And guess what? We get him on the mic today.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out what he's got in store for us. But we are going to jump to a break. Once again, you are watching CoralSpringsTV.org. We are here in Coral Springs, Florida. Coral Springs Charter High School. We got kids running around. School's getting out right now. We've had an outstanding time so far. We hope you're still tuned in with us. And when we get back, we're going to highlight pregame. Coral Springs Charter
Let's do it.
takes on Calvary Christian in tomorrow's championship game. Stay with us.
And welcome back, folks, to High School Game Day. We are here live from Coral Springs Charter School in Coral Springs, Florida. And we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to talk football now, as we've got the state championship and two of the contenders, two of the main cogs in the wheel. Introduce yourselves to me, to us real quick.
Marco Solera, senior O lineman, number 72.
Okay.
Junior quarterback, David Vizzola. I'm number 12.
Let's start with you, my friend.
Okay.
Well, first of all, congratulations to both of you guys.
Thank you.
It took a lot for you to get to this point. Obviously, you got so close last year and didn't get over the hump, but you retooled and finally were able to get over. You're playing Calvary Christian Academy tomorrow for the state championship. Just talk to me a little bit about the feeling in getting here.
Like you said, it's last year we didn't make it, and I think this season we kept the feeling of how we felt after that last game, and that kind of fueled us to do better so that we could get to the point we are at now. It just feels great to know, to finally get to your standard, as we put it.
Yeah.
And it's just very exciting, and it's a great feeling.
Being a senior and being one of the leaders for this team, was there any pressure trying to get back to this point, or did you guys take it one game at a time? What was the strategy? What did Coach Miller say to you guys to keep you focused game after game to get back?
There's always pressure when you have the leaders from last year leaving and you have to fill their shoes. But yeah, we just took a game at a time, one game at a time. Coach Miller always tells us to progress each week. Don't worry about being perfect, just progress.
Okay.
Just stay focused, execute, do your job, and it'll all come together and you'll be successful.
What have been some of the major highlights for you throughout the season?
Personally, or as a team?
Personally and as a team.
Obviously the major highlights being at FAU now.
Okay.
Other than that, highlights. No, that's the main highlight for me. I play for my team. As an old lineman, you can't really have specific highlights, but every game, every win was a highlight for me.
Okay. Now let's switch over. Let's talk to Mr. QB David. I'm sure it was probably a little bit of pressure coming in with AJ getting hurt. So what was the mindset for you? What did you tell yourself? What were the coaches telling you as you stepped into the role with the spotlight on you and to keep things moving to the level that you had?
Well, it was kind of difficult to just come in out of nowhere because I was thinking I was going to play defense another year as a linebacker. But coming in and thinking all we have to do is win. It doesn't matter how we do it. I don't care if I hand the ball off every single play. If Caitlin could score every play, then we're going to win. So that's about it. Just coming in and doing what you have to do to win.
Now, how much did Coach Miller and the staff tailor things to your strengths?
Oh, a lot. First we were running more of like quick pass, but now we put in the read option, the triple option, because I'm going to say stronger at running than throwing.
Got it.
And it just benefits me and the team because that's how we're going to win, running.
How long did it take you to settle in? What was the transition like? You know, going from backup and focusing your energies on defense, like you just said, to be just kind of thrown in there, and you got to keep it rolling. You got to get it done now.
Well, the last time I played quarterback an entire season was 9th grade on JV. So
wow, okay,
yeah, there's a big difference JV quarterback to varsity starting quarterback.
Yes. Especially with the expectations being what they were for you guys. I mean, you guys weren't expected to do bad.
Oh yeah.
You wanted to feed off the momentum that you got last year, you know, getting to the semifinals. So
yeah, it's funny how everyone around the city, even my friends from other schools, all say, "You guys aren't going to be any good. You lost Joe, you lost Ross, you lost Steven, you lost Ralph." But then we come back and we get to the place that they couldn't get to.
Wow. So actually the expectations were lower. I thought they would still be high with a lot of you guys coming back. You being a junior, you being a senior. So the expectations were actually lowered, and you guys surpassed them. Wow. That's got to be a great feeling. Talk to me a little bit about that.
It's always difficult to step in someone's shoes that they left.
Yeah.
And because we went 8-2 last year, we thought we only lost one team twice, but and then losing, we kind of started our season 4-3 if you think about it. American Heritage Del Rey, Coral Shores, 2 straight losses, and then we come back and then we lose to Calvary. So everyone's thinking already, we don't have a shot at the championship, and now look where we are, FAU. Getting to redeem ourselves against a team that we only lost to by 1.
Let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about tomorrow. You guys face a Calvary Christian team that you lost to it was less than 15 seconds. 11, I think maybe 11.7 seconds I saw on the clock. Just a heartbreaker. This is for either one of you guys. Talk to me about facing them again and what the mindset is. You got to want to get over the top. You're chomping at the bit to get at them. Yeah. So what's the thinking going into facing them?
I think, like you said, chomping at the bit to get at them after losing by 1 point, of course. But I don't think last time we played them we were on our best game. So I definitely feel that if we execute like we know we can, and like we have been doing since that last loss, it's not going to be the same game at all.
Well, especially considering you guys led 3/4 of the way through that game, you know, and then they get a final drive going. You got a big field goal from your kicker. I think his career long,
Full career long,
47-yarder.
School record. Yeah.
So that's an ace in the hole for you. But for you guys to have, you know, led and then for it to end that way, it's got to be gratifying to some extent to be able to get payback on the highest stage.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, talk to me about making your first appearance. I don't want to add extra pressure to you guys. I mean, you know, but the school's only been in existence for around 14 years, you know, and you guys got so close last year. What are the coaches telling you to keep you guys loose and calm going into this game? This is for either one of you guys.
Well, the coaches said that no game is ever bigger than us or the team or any individual. It's always a team game, and if we play to how we can play, then we will win and we will be successful.
Okay, that's pretty simple. Well, talk to me as we wrap things up about what your goals are for you in particular, being a senior, college aspirations. What do you want to do? What do you want to do with yourself?
I've been asked this a lot. I want to play at a higher level. I don't know where yet.
Okay.
I'm still hoping, to get to be recruited further.
Okay.
By other schools, maybe. I don't know. But for sure. But if not, it's been a nice ride.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
And to finish this way is no better feeling.
How about you, David, moving forward? Obviously, you got one more year, but this is something great to build on going back into next year. Are you going to focus defensively, offense, just wherever?
I'm just
going
gonna
thought about it.
I haven't put much thought into it. I'm gonna do whatever the coaches need me to do to win. I'm the long snapper. I'll take that to the next level.
Okay.
I don't care.
Gotcha.
I want to go D1 or Ivy League or D2. I don't care. I just want to go play in college.
Okay. Well, it's been great talking with you fellas. I'm so proud of you. I actually told Ryan I envy you guys because I played on the college level but never got a chance to taste that state championship. So you guys are going to be able to get over the hump. I got confidence in you. And folks, you definitely want to tune in. They're going to be taking on Calvary Christian up at FAU Stadium for the Southeastern Football Conference State Championship in Class 3A. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more. Keep it here.
What an outstanding day it's been so far. Once again, we welcome you to Coral Springs Charter High School. Awesome day we've had covering all the fall sports programs. I mean, from bowling to swimming, but ultimately we finally made our way up the ladder to the football game tomorrow. This is high school game day, bringing you some big time hype. We just got done interviewing some of the top athletes at Coral Springs Charter. You got to see Chris Jenkins with David and Marcos on the mic. Now we have the special privilege. We were talking about former athletes and the importance of athletes and students to be able to come back to a program and give back and support those that are walking the same path that we walked not too long ago. Mr. Antoine Tharp, we welcome you to game day, high school game day.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you on the mic. Glad to have you under the lights. People want to know, what have you been up to, man? You went up to UMass, and you came back home. Not too much under the radar. We've seen you pop in and out a couple times, but you got some interesting things going on with yourself. Let's talk about it.
Definitely. Going to UMass was a great experience for me. I had to come back due to injury. It's a real blessing though to go up there and complete my 4 years. But due to injury, I had to come back up here. And just get my body back right, my mind back right, and then I'm going to attend my pro day this following season. So I'm really looking forward to doing that.
Well, once again, we're glad to have you on here. For those that don't know, I had the privilege of playing with Antoine a couple times back in the high school days, but as a former student athlete of Coral Springs Charter, outstanding athlete on the field, outstanding student off the field as well. Let's talk a little bit about what does it feel like to be back in the hallways of the old school?
Oh, it actually feels really good, just to walk back through here, having flashbacks, all the great times and all the great opportunities that this school has presented to me, It's a very big blessing, Coming back through here really reminds me, like, what it's all about.
Right.
Coming back and giving back to what helped you get to where you are today.
Now, you went to this school, you came in as a freshman, was it?
As a sophomore. I went to Miramar first.
Okay, so you came in as a sophomore. I talk to Marcus all the time. Marcus Tribble, one of the defensive coordinators for Coral Springs Charter, and we got him on an interview during one of the games, and he goes, "Man, I loved coming to Charter because it was so diverse."
Yes.
Now, coming from Miramar, that ain't anywhere near Coral Springs.
No, it's
and
not.
then that's down the road.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about your experience coming up to Coral Springs and being a part of a program like Coral Springs Charter as a sophomore.
The transition was definitely different, It's not never, having a different transition is never a bad thing, Seeing different things, meeting different people with different types of people, it's always, you have to always take advantage of all that, Just taking it all in and just really just maturing as a person and growing as a human being,
Right. But it's definitely something that prepared you for the next transition to college. Now, you went to University of Massachusetts. I can never say it. I feel like I say it wrong every time. UMass, we'll call it UMass.
Yeah.
I love it. I go into Adams, Coach Miller's office. You got the picture up on the wall.
Yeah.
Had a chance to follow you during your seasons and your time spent there. What was the transition like? What was the decision-making process in picking not only a college but University of UMass?
Well, with me picking my school, I wanted to really go somewhere where they were all about me, where they really wanted me. You got to go somewhere where you feel wanted, They showed me the most interest, showed me the most love. So, you got to go with your gut feeling and do what's best for you, and your family. So that's what came in with me picking UMass. It was a real blessing for me to have a scholarship to go there.
Yeah. Now, 4 years, what did you end up studying?
Psychology.
Psychology.
Yeah.
Reading minds and all that stuff.
Yeah, something like that. Picking minds, stuff like that.
Well, I tell you one thing. My 2 years being home from college and being able to work with student athletes and being any type of mentor, I know one thing is I learned off in college, you're in the business of people.
Yeah.
And one thing that we really try to implement in what we do in not only our mentorship through the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, but through HSPN is the opportunity to put a student athlete on a mic. And the importance it is for them to be able to articulate themselves in a way because, they need to understand what the sales pitch is going to be like. You were a great athlete, you were a great student, but at the same time, you know, there's other things outside of being just a football player and a student.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, coaches, let's talk about the recruiting process. You know, what the coaches outside of your athletic ability, what were they interested in?
You know, when they're recruiting, they want to know about your family, like what type of lifestyle you're living, you know what I'm saying, how close to the buns, how you treat people, you know, all that goes into that, you know what I'm saying. They just want to give a bad person a scholarship, you know. You have to be a good human being as well.
Right. Well, once again, you know, the journey, it never ends.
Yeah.
You got some things that we want to highlight today. As a former, you know, we're part of this community.
Yeah.
You know, not just part of the schools, but, you know, you train in this community, you train at the parks, you know, you got family, you know, whether it's blood or, you know, at the school. Let's talk about, you know, you said you had an injury and you got some things coming up pretty soon, but what's the goal from here on out?
The final goal, you know, is to make it to the NFL, you know, if not, go to the CFL, you know, just keep playing the sport, you know what I'm saying? You're getting paid to do something that you love to do, you know what I'm saying? That's always a big blessing. And any way that you can help your family and give back to the people that helped you is always a big thing.
Right. Now you got a video, man. I got to talk about the video.
Yeah.
That video, I mean, it's just between I think it was James Brown.
Yeah.
You got the James Brown and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get a chance, you got to look at this video. It's all over social media. You can find it at HSBN Sports, other places you can find it, the video.
Vimeo, yeah, people resharing it on Facebook, just whole different ways, Twitter, everything.
You find anyone that's a part of Coral Springs, any type of athletics or anything that we're doing, we spotlighted it, but I'd call it the day in the life.
Yeah.
I forgot the title. What's the name?
The Grind.
The Grind.
Yeah.
You're waking up 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
It's just walking you through the day.
Mm-hmm.
And from that video, what is that video? What not only is it to show, you know, what you're doing, but what do you think that does for the athletes that are walking the same path that you walked?
Well, the message that I wanted to send from that video is that, you know, at the end of the day, no matter what you're doing, you're going to have to grind for what you want. You're going to have to wake up early, you're going to have to work, you're going to have to go out there and just go get it. You're going to have to make it happen. Nothing's going to be ever given to you. And that's just how life is.
Now, one of the most important things that we love to do is being able to grab figures like yourself, a public figure, that we consider you in this community, and say, what kind of advice that you would want to throw at, to be able to share. Like I said, they're going to the championship tomorrow, and you know, just them to see you walk in the hallways, it's like, you know, seeing, you know, a Darius or an Evan, you know, come in these hallways, and someone they look up to you, and they are someone, you know, they look up to you, and they see you and they say, that's what I want to be like. Any advice that you'd throw out there for these guys?
Well, it's honestly very simple. How I see it is just see it, believe it, and go get it. At the end of the day, that's what you have to believe, and that's what you have to go off of. Because at the end of the day, if you believe in something, there's nothing that can stop you from doing it.
Well, once again, Antoine, it's always a pleasure seeing you. It's always a pleasure, you know, having you on the network. Anything that we can do to help, you can always find his stuff, his videos, all over social media. You can find it on our page. You can find it on Vimeo. But we thank Antoine for coming out here, being a part of such a great program here at Coral Springs Charter. But we understand the local community and how important it gives back, and Antoine definitely fits into that equation. So we thank him for coming out today, and we thank you for your support. We wouldn't be here at this awesome, you know, pep rally situation today without your support, and those that we've touched and those that we've mentored through KDA Foundation. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I call him Antoine Tharp, coming out of Coral Springs Charter, a product of this community, giving back, giving advice to these student athletes, but also a product, University, UMass I'm going to call it, coming home. We're going to see him at the next level, and we're going to support him all the way through. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap this game day up for tomorrow's big game, Coral Springs Charter versus Calvary Christian. What an outstanding day it's been so far. Once again, Ryan Stout alongside Chris Jenkins. You've seen a lot of people hit these seats today because a lot of people are a part of the success of this program, of this wonderful school, Coral Springs Charter in Coral Springs. We are live. We're live in the lounge. We had the pep rally. We're getting ready for the game tomorrow, but brought to you by HSBN Sports, doing some amazing things in Broward and Dade County, and our first live stream on CoralSpringsTV.org, because local matters. And it is a witness. Everyone that has been a part of this broadcast today, it is a witness, because local definitely matters and the community matters. I just want to give a shout out before we wrap this thing up to all of our partners that have done an outstanding job for us this season with HSBN Sports. Not just me as an individual or yourself as an individual, but for the idea and the mission that not only KDA, Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, the mission that they're on, but all the supporting entities that are all part of the success. And Bleacher.com, Lazaro, big shout out. We want to show our appreciation. All the graphics that you've seen this season are because of Bleacher.com. You can also check his website out. Like I said, Bleacher.com, BLEECHR.com. You can check his website out. You're going to find everything that you need to know. If you're either a coach, you're just a fan, a parent, if you want to know something about your school and the football program that happened this season, you just tune in to Bleacher.com. I'll tell you, we're tag teaming all the way through. You know, he does football. We're gonna cover all the sports. But thank you to Lazaro at Bleacher.com. Also, FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com. That's FloridaHSFootball.com. That's Josh Wilson up there in northern Florida, giving us that statewide coverage. Social media has really blown it up, averaging 250,000 reach every week on social media. Why? It's because of our partners, and Florida High School Football is definitely part of that success.
Of course.
And done an outstanding job. Also, FloridaVarsity.com, which is also Rivals. Outstanding relationship that we have with Mike. Opened up this season to provide that content, to provide more exposure, which is ultimately what we're trying to accomplish. So we give them a shout out to those guys that have just done an outstanding job. Also a shout out to Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, because it wouldn't be possible. I mean, none of this.
And that's why I'm here. That's why I got involved.
Right.
You know,
and
based on that.
And it's with individuals like yourself that keep this engine running. And for those of you that are tuning in for the first time on CoralSpringsTV.org or HSPN or Bleacher, anywhere that you're tuned in, to be able to express all the success and the emotions that we have, because once again, KDA, it's the heartbeat. It's the lifestyle that keeps this engine moving. And to be able to put a spotlight, it's not about just setting up cameras and putting these kids up there and driving traffic. No. This is about empowering youth.
Absolutely.
And preparing them for performance success in the classroom, outside on the field. And if we can, with the technology that we have, as you can see, if you could only see our setup that we have today, it will blow you away. It'll blow you away with the technology.
Oh, absolutely.
That's in place.
Well, what better venue to get the word out about the foundation than to come to a school that's competing, doing big things. We've spotlighted that. We've talked about it. And these kids are going to be on the biggest stage tomorrow, trying to get over that hump. 14-year existence, as we spoke to earlier with the athletes. And I'm excited for them. It's just a great opportunity for them to display their talents, and hopefully they can get it done. Go Panthers.
Absolutely. You know, we try not to pick sides, but when you're involved with a school that welcomes you, like Charter has welcomed our programs, and like we said before, we've covered many schools in Broward and Dade County.
Oh, of course,
We've worked with schools since 2006. I've been a part of the foundation since 2010. After I graduated high school, came back as sort of a motivational type speaker to talk about my story. But gradually, the team just gets bigger and bigger, and we pick up people as we go. But Charter, not only I'm a former Panther myself, but when we're welcome into schools, we take advantage of it. And also, again, big thanks to Gary Springer, Mike Higgins, athletic director, for welcoming us into this program and just really laying out the red carpet.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, your thoughts on today?
It's just been a great day. It's a culmination to a great end of the season in football, and it's, HSPN, as you've talked about, has covered the gamut in Dade, Broward County, but it's got to be extra special for you coming back home as a former Panther, and to be able to see these kids do what I think they're going to do tomorrow against Calvary Christian. It's a great thing. And the fact that we've been here to cover the gamut of sports and spotlight bowling, which we talked about earlier. I didn't even know they had a bowling program. Talk about basketball. Talk about some of the other sports. It's great. Give these kids an extra shine. It's what your foundation was started to establish, and I think it's great.
Well, some of them surprised me. Some of the athletes that came up, not saying that the bowling athletes are, shy or, they're any different from any other athlete, but some of them surprised me coming up.
Yeah.
And they kind of gave me this look like, I've never been interviewed before. I don't know, what are we going to talk about? And just like we did, even some of the football players that we've covered all year.
Yeah.
David, I'll call him out, David Vizvola.
Yeah.
It cracks me up because, he's saying, I said, it's not nervous, you're excited.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you're excited, you should be. And for them to be able, get it out of their system.
Yeah.
This is our opportunity to get it out of their system now. So they can prepare. We can prepare them for the next level, regardless if it's someone like a Twan where he says, hey, I want to go to the NFL. There's going to be a lot of media coverage, and there's going to be a lot of negative media coverage.
Yeah.
And they're going to ask you questions. And we know how it works. We watch it every Saturday. We watch it every Sunday. We see it throughout the week.
Yeah.
And you can find it on your hip. It's that close. You can access it at any time. And we understand the negative response you get from a media pass and the positive.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to accomplish here is that positive response.
Absolutely.
And these students, they can get in front of the lights, they can get on the mic and talk about themselves.
Yeah.
Because we want them to be the ultimate salesman.
Of course.
I tell them, you want to be the filet mignon. Because there's someone out there, they're looking for you. And if you can't sell yourself, you're in the business of people.
I agree.
I don't care what you do, you're in the business of people. And if you can't hold a conversation, which a lot of people bring up the conversation, not even face to face, on social media, about social media.
Yeah.
And how it's taking away from the interaction.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, no question about that.
Yeah. So it's funny because they started the conversation, but they don't even do it face to face. They do.
Oh,
it
yeah. Everything's through text, through tweeting, Instagram, all of that.
There's nothing. We're not going to downplay anything, and we take advantage of our social networking, and we take advantage of all the media. But if there's any time we can put a spotlight, and that goes for everyone out there that's watching today, whether it's in Coral Springs, whether it's in Delray Beach, wherever it is across the state. Across the nation, we have viewers around the world that tune in. And if I could get a flight out there, shoot, we can set up any time and we'll go live. But,
gotcha.
That's what this is all about. We're glad you could tune in today. We are looking forward to not ending the season, but starting a new one.
Yeah.
We're leaving the fall season behind. Like, we covered all the sports teams today.
Yeah.
Bowling, swimming, volleyball. Let's open up this door. Let's roll out this carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the upcoming events because, like I said, we're here. We're in charter, and we're going to start in charter. Tuesday night, once again, we got a big rebroadcast. Probably one of the coolest things that we've done, and it's going to be not a rebroadcast of the game. We're not going to shoot the game live, but we're going to have a post game.
Got it.
If you're in Coral Springs, head out to Wings Plus. Brian Walsh has welcomed us with open arms, and we're going to set the highlights. Hopefully I get on the field tomorrow with a camera and grab some highlights of the game, and we're gonna run it, Wings Plus. So if you're in Coral Springs, you're watching, make sure you head out to Wings Plus this Tuesday. But ultimately, let's wrap this thing up, and I'm going to go with, let's even though we don't want to be biased, obviously we're at charter.
Okay.
And we support the schools that support us. But let's go predictions.
Wow.
You've watched them all season.
It's like I was telling the fellas when I spoke to them, if if this game tomorrow is anything like that regular season game, it's going to come down to the wire. You got two teams that want it. Charter wasn't expected to be here, you know, particularly based on what I heard from their quarterback, David. So that speaks volumes for them to get back to this point. I think they're motivated. I think it's going to be close, but I'm not going to give a score, but I think Charter's going to pull it out last second. I think they're going to get it.
Okay. Well, I kind of threw you under the bus because I'm not going to pick.
I got you.
I'm not going to pick. But I'm going to tell you one thing. After hanging out with Charter this whole week, I didn't have a chance to go out to Calvary. But after hanging out with Charter this week, I think they have the edge because of the loss.
Oh, absolutely.
That's all I'm going to say.
That is a motivation to end all motivations right there.
There you go.
So,
that's all I'm going to say about that, and that's all we are going to do for today. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. It is a pleasure being able to put up a live stream on CoralSpringsTV.org, produced and brought to you by hsbnsports.com. Graphics today. Special thanks to Bleacher.com and to all of our supporters. Thank you for tuning in with us today. We can't wait to cover more of these sports. You saw the fall sports, a wrap up of the fall season. We're welcoming the winter season. We got basketball, girls and boys.
Yep.
Track is just around the corner, so make sure you stay tuned with us. We're going to see if we can get live games back to back to back, as many as we can. Chris Jenkins alongside Ryan Stout. This is CoralSpringsTV.org, produced by hsbnsports.com. We will see you Tuesday night. Thank you.